Do you ever catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, nothing ever works out for me? Maybe you replay some past mistakes in your head and assume the worst of the future. Negative thinking is something we all struggle with, but if it goes unchecked, it can take over our lives. The good news, you can retrain your mind. Today's video will break down why we fall into negative thinking, how it affects our mental health, most importantly, practical ways to stop it. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Caroline Gitari, your certified therapist, and here we discuss everything mental health, self-awareness, and personal growth. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Why does this topic matter? Your thoughts shape your reality. The way you talk to yourself affects your mood, your confidence, and even your success in life. Studies show that financial struggles, social pressure, and stress contribute towards negative thinking patterns among many Kenyans today. But there is hope. We can rewire our brains for positivity and resilience. Stick around to the end, where I'll be sharing a free toolkit to help you challenge and reframe negative thoughts. Let's start by understanding negative thinking. It refers to patterns of self-doubt, pessimism, and unhelpful thoughts that distort our reality. There are different types of negative thinking, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing cognitive distortion. We'll discuss 5 different cognitive distortions, and you can listen to them, look at them, and see whether either one of them affects your thinking in any way. The first one we will discuss is all or nothing thinking. If I do not succeed completely, I have failed. If I do not post at least 2 videos this week, I have failed. This is a distortion in that you think you're either on the winning or on the losing side, which is not true. Making a step towards the right direction and being consistent at these tiny steps is part of success. Failing once in a while is part of success too. The next one is overgeneralization. An example would be, bad things always happen to me. This kind of thinking attracts negative energy and negative perspectives, and it sets your mind to fail in that whatever happens, good or bad, your viewpoint will always be in a negative space. The next one is mind reading. They must think I'm a failure. They must think I do not belong. This kind of thinking sets us up to fail. Sets us out to fail, in that you try and enter into someone's thinking, which is not possible, and you use that thought that you have perceived for yourself to fail. You lay your failure onto somebody else, and that in itself is negative thinking. The next one we look at is catastrophizing, and this is where an example would be asking yourself, what if everything goes wrong? I mean, there's a possibility everything could go wrong, but there's also a possibility that everything could go right. Why choose the negative perspective? The fifth and last one is personalization, and this is where you take it upon yourself to carry all the blame, or to perceive all the blame. An example would be, it's my fault that they are upset. In today's application, I will look at CBT, cognitive behavioral theory, and CBT explains that thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are interconnected. If we change our thinking, we can change how we feel and act. What's the harm in trying it? What are some of the effects of this negative thinking? The effects on our mental health. Negative thinking increases anxiety, stress, and depression. On our self-esteem, negative thinking leads to imposter syndrome and self-doubt, and these 2 things do not lead anywhere nice. On relationship, creates misunderstanding and insecurity, and in so doing our communication is lapsed, and we end up destroying our relationships just because of negative thoughts. in our work and life balance, reduces motivation, and in so doing, it reduces productivity. Looking at these four aspects, it is clear that negative thinking has no positive value within our lives. We will move on to how to overcome this negative thinking, and I will be discussing 6 of my favorite strategies on how to cope or fight with your negative thoughts. Number 1, catch and challenge your thoughts. Write down your thoughts. Ask yourself, is this 100% true? Is there another way of looking at it, of seeing it? And then replace it with a more balanced thought. Catch and challenge your thought. Number 2, practice gratitude and positivity. Your brain has a negative bias. It mostly focuses on the bad. Train it to notice the good by listing 3 things every evening that you are grateful for from the day. And it can be something as simple as waking up in the morning, having had a pedicure done, having had your 2 to 3 meals that day, having eaten healthy, something positive, having read a chapter in your favorite book. Just list 3 things that you are grateful for that day. That's number 2. Practice gratitude and positivity. Number 3, reframe your self-talk. Instead of saying, I can't do this, you can say, I am learning how to do this. Instead of saying, I always fail, this is a challenge and not a permanent failure. Reframe how you talk about yourself. Challenge the negative talks you have about yourself, talks and thoughts. Number 4, mindfulness and meditation. Help break the automatic negative thought patterns that you have going on in your head. This could have come up from your parent, from a caregiver growing up. You are not your thoughts. Just because a thought appears doesn't mean you have to believe it. Challenge it. Be mindful and be in the present and acknowledge what you're feeling, how you're feeling it, and find out why or where this is coming from. Then challenge it. Number 5, this is one of my favorites. Surround yourself with positivity. Avoid toxic environments and negative people. Read, listen, and engage with positive content. In this day and age of social media, there's a lot of content out there, and it's very easy to get lost in the negativity of it all. So curate your social media in a way that you are engaging with positivity and uplifting content. Number 6 and last, seek support from your therapist, from your counselor, from your mentor, from a support group of some kind to help you reframe your negative thoughts. You could find somebody who you trust to share these negative thoughts with, and in so doing, they will help you in reframing your negative thoughts. In conclusion, remember that negative thoughts distort your reality. You can reframe and challenge these negative thoughts. Daily habits help train your brain for positivity. Remember, your thoughts do not control you. You have the power to change them and rewrite your story. What is the negative thought you're working on overcoming? Comment down below. As we mentioned in the beginning of the video, there's a free downloadable toolkit. The toolkit contains thought-challenging worksheets which identify and reframe your negative thoughts, gratitude and positivity tracker. These are daily exercises to help you shift your focus. Self-affirmation guide. From us, it's goodbye and catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.